Hey guys, how's it going? Headley here, and today we're going to talk about planning for the future and some questions you want to ask before you pull the trigger on those next purchases heading into the new year. Today we're going to talk about what it looks like to plan for the future. It's Christmas season right now. We're about to head into a new year. So several of you are probably thinking about what that next purchase is gonna be. What plans you have coming, what things you want to advance and do in this next coming year in 2019. And that takes a lot of planning, that takes a lot of setup, getting people on board and all these things. So I wanted to put some questions out there that you can be asking and things to be thinking about before you go and just spend your money anywhere and on anything. You guys wanna make sure that you really are set up well and what you are doing is really going to take you guys into the future well. Point number one, what you want to do is establish your end game goals. What is it you're wanting this to do? Why are you going to make these changes? We could be talking about just simple purchases of equipment. Or this could be your church is making a major overhaul. You could be going into large construction, buying a new building, all these types of things. You want to think about your end game goals. Why are you doing this? Why are you making these changes and what are you trying to affect? We got to remember that all that we do as churches is about people. So how are we engaging people and how is this change? How is this growth? How is this purchase going to affect people? And is it worth making that investment? What purpose does it have? Does this help your ministry move forward? Or is it just something that you want to do because you've seen other people doing it? When you have questions come up of do you go this way or go this way, if you have your goals and your vision in mind along the way, it'll help determine the answers to those questions. So you want to make sure that you establish your goals, establish your vision for why you're making these changes. Number two, you want to know your aesthetic and the culture of the church that you're in. There are looks, there are brandings, there are ways that you guys do things that have been established over time. It's a culture in your church that has been established that you want to hold true to. Not every church needs to look like a mega church. You may be in a more traditional culture, and that's going to mean certain things. Certain choices are being made because of the culture of church that you're in. Now, if you're trying to change to a different vibe, if you're trying to go more modern than you were with traditional hymns and things like that, maybe this is a shift that you're trying to make in your church. Know that that's going to come along with several of its own issues. But generally, you're trying to stay within your church's aesthetic. Does this work with the aesthetic of who you are as a church? Because you kind of want to hold true to that. Don't think that just because the big churches of the world are all doing live streaming, that you have to do live streaming. That's not necessarily a true statement. That may not be worth your money. You may not need the big moving lights and color and all that sort of stuff. That's not your culture. You have to know how to navigate those lines, how to do this well, and make sure that the whole team is on board and moving forward together with health, communication, and that you guys are really making these types of decisions together. So know your culture, know your aesthetic, and make sure that you know you're working within those guidelines and the vision of who you are as a church. Those are really important things, and it's going to vary for every church. Your church can be engaging just the way it is, and you do not have to look like everybody else. Be who you guys are called to be and the vision that's been established in your church. Point number three, design. I've seen far too many churches walk in and just want to slap some speakers up in the air or just start throwing up lights. And this one specifically, I'm talking about your equipment, the look of your space. It's really easy just to go start slapping things together. You can run into Guitar Center or buy just any old thing off of Sweetwater, throw a speaker in the air, and it may not be what your building needs. There are certain defined things about your space. The way your room is shaped, the way your stage is shaped, what's the best options, your ceiling heights, all those types of things are important to take into account when you're doing this, and you want to get professionals involved. I work for an AV company and I see this all the time where people just have started slapping things together, and the next thing they know, they're paying for it again. Well, we just bought this speaker system like 2 years ago and it sounds terrible and we don't know what's going on. That speaker that you just went and picked up is not right for your space. It's not filling the room properly. You're not getting proper coverage. Those acoustical panels that you just went and bought something from the store and threw up any old place in the room is actually causing a problem, because now you've deadened the frequencies that you needed and you've excited the ones that you don't. And now your room sounds worse when supposedly acoustic panels are supposed to make it sound better. It's because you didn't design it right. And there are acousticians who know this stuff and have the software to be able to put this whole thing together so that they can give you the actual right choice for your room and for your space. We model your room in 3D design, and then your room is customized for the proper soundscape of your room. So the speaker system is designed for proper coverage to work in conjunction with the acoustic properties of your room and the acoustic treatment that's going in your room, so that you get even coverage and a great sound in your space. Now, yes, doing the design in advance does cost money. I can almost 100% guarantee you it will cost you less money to do the design and get it right to begin with than if you just go and buy whatever you see right there off the shelf and throw it up, and then you're gonna have to go buy it again. And I've seen too many churches do this multiple times before they finally realize, let me go get somebody to do this for us and do this right. Design can save you a whole lot of money in the long run, because if you get it done right, you can get a system in that is going to last you for years and years to come, rather than one that has fallen out and is not working for you a year later. So go out, get those designs done, and I promise you it'll save you money in the long run. Point number 4, budget does not always equal budget. And what I mean by that is, just because you have a budget set and this is how much money you have, does not mean it's a good idea to go buy the budget product. The budget product may fit into the money that you have now, but then all of a sudden, like I said, it's gonna cost you because it's not what you need in your space. Just because it's the cheap thing and it works doesn't mean it's the right thing, and doesn't mean it has the quality to last you long term. Especially in this type of tech equipment, a lot of times price does equal quality in a lot of different things. There are speakers that, yes, they cost a lot of money, but they've also been manufactured in such a way that they will last a long time. The components that are used in them are made for longevity, and they are made for sound quality, and they're just better built. There are consoles, audio consoles out there that are better than others, not just in the quality that they can produce out of mic pre's, but also the user friendliness of it. That's something to take into account as well. For instance, the Behringer X32, it's what we're running at our church right now. It's not the best console. It's a good starter digital console, but the mic pre's are not great on it. If you can bump up and get the Midas instead, it's the same user interface as the X32. But the Midas's mic pre's are far superior to the ones in the X32. And honestly, in both of those consoles, user friendliness is super low. I'll talk about the X32 in a review here coming up soon. Stepping up the extra money to the Midas at least gives you better audio quality than the X32. User friendliness makes it easier on your volunteers, easier on you to be able to train people on this console, use this console, and get good sound out of it quicker if you know how to route through and get through this system. It's always better to save the money, wait a little bit longer to get the product that will last you for a longer period of time than it is to just go blow the money because you have it and you gotta get something, and what you've bought is not gonna serve you in the long term, and you will rebuy this thing. And in the end, you end up spending more of Kingdom resources than you needed to if you just waited longer and bought the better product. And the last point here, have a realistic timeline. I can tell you from experience, having worked with this AV company and done other things, I love contractors. If you're a contractor, I know the work that you guys do I'm impressed with how you guys build things and all that. This is not about your quality of work or your work ethic, but I don't know a contractor that's ever hit a timeline. All of this stuff takes more time than I think a lot of people allow for it. They want to get it done, they want to get it done quickly, but you want to set realistic timelines and realistic goals on completing these things. The more planning you do in advance, the more you draw the right people into this, the better your timelines can be. So you want to make sure that you're doing all this planning that we talked about in advance before, but know that you need to add some grace around that timeline. If you're thinking this is going to be done in 3 months, make it 6. Be realistic about your time frames. If you plan realistic timelines, then both your leadership and your community and your church can plan accordingly and can adjust their expectations to meet that. And know that you need to have some flex, because things do go wrong periodically, and you want to make sure that you've got some flex in your spirit and some flex in your timeline, just in case things go off the rails a little bit. That's what I've got for you today. You really want to plan this out well as you're trying to make changes and growth within your church. And to recap, number 1, establish your goals. Number 2, know your aesthetic in your culture, work within it, and know that if you're trying to change that aesthetic in that culture, it'll be a harder road and it'll take more time, and you want to just deal with that well. Number 3, get designs done. Draw in professionals who know what they're doing and can really give you a clear picture of your space and what it is you're trying to accomplish, and give you real, actual things that will fit your space and will make everything you're doing come out better in the end. Number 4, please don't buy the budget products. They may get you by for a short period of time, but if you save your money, if you can afford to save the money and wait, do it, and I promise you'll come out better on the back end by having a product that will last you longer, will sound better, will look better, all of that, if you'll just wait and save your budget a little bit. And lastly, plan realistic timelines. You want to make sure that people know how long this is going to take, and that you realistically know how long this is going to take, so that you can flex where you need to and you can really get this done right. Thanks, guys. I hope this helped in some way. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments below. Please like, subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you next time.